Coming up on Network Africa, jihadists attack a military base where U.S. soldiers train commandos in Somalia. At least 17 people killed in Burkina Faso attacks. Plus, a prominent Egyptian dissident arrested 6 months after his release from prison. Hello and a warm welcome to the program. I'm Teniola Shobowale. We begin this week with stories and happenings that made headlines over the weekend.
3 weeks after his death, the founding father of Zimbabwe finally laid to rest. Robert Mugabe was buried in his home village of Kutama on Saturday, ending a dispute between his family and the government of Emmerson Mnangagwa over his final resting place. Mugabe was buried in the courtyard of his rural homestead without the pomp and fanfare usually reserved for national heroes. His wife, Grace, children and close relatives, government officials and the media witnessed the burial ceremony. A polarizing figure in global politics, Mugabe led Zimbabwe for 37 years. He died of cancer in Singapore on the 6th of September. South Africa's foreign minister says the country is redoubling its efforts to combat violence. While addressing the United Nations General Assembly on Saturday, Naledi Pandor took on the country's standing as having one of the world's highest murder rates. Central to the violence is what activists call an epidemic of violence against women, after a spate of recent killings and rapes sparked outrage in the country.
It is through our differences that we should find strength and not division. Mr. President, our country, South Africa, has unfortunately not been immune from evidence of intolerance and division in some parts of our nation. The incidents of violence and looting that erupted in parts of our provinces of Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal were regrettable and shameful for a nation with such a proud history of struggle and international solidarity support.
Some 500 people were arrested after recent waves of xenophobic attacks. After a day in the minefield, Prince Harry met with Angolan President João Lourenço in the Luanda Presidential Palace on Saturday during a solo leg of his Southern African trip with wife Meghan and their son Archie. On Sunday, he met with Malawi's President Peter Mutharika in Lilongwe. Joining President Mutharika for talks at Malawi's State House, the Duke of Sussex spoke about his visit to Nalikule College earlier in the day, where he met women from an alumni network whose education was supported by the international NGO Camp.
I bring warm wishes from Her Majesty the Queen, who, Ambassador, she told me that she was last here in 1979, so 40 years ago. But I bring her warm wishes to yourself and to your family. You're right, picked up on girls' education. That's exactly where I've just come from. Being able to spend some time with Kama, who is growing over the years, is now up to 35,000 incredibly powerful women.
Prince Harry is expected to fly to Liwonde National Park on Monday to meet local anti-poaching rangers before rejoining his family in Johannesburg, South Africa.